Be easy, don't be hard on self. Yo.
So my name is Lemzi. That's Lemzi. I am a hip hop, soul, rap, spoken word, alternative, doing little bits and bobs kind of artist. Essentially, I say I'm a wordsmith more than anything. Like I rely heavily on lyrics, but I love the sounds as well of music. My music and songs tell stories for days. I like to talk about stuff that's like actually happening in my life, or sometimes it's like so unreal that I feel like it's just worth talking about. And that can be political, it can be social, it could be things that I have no direct connection with, but it's very much like an empathetic connection with. But primarily, I'm a storyteller, is what I'd say.
If it's not the split obfuscate, been working the possibilities like I've been working the possibilities just like been working the possibilities like I'm Doctor Strange. If it's true, it's clear. If it's not, it's when it obfuscate, working out the possibility. Yeah, there we go.
When people hear my work, I love for them to hear exactly where I'm at that moment in time, but I'd still love to have people listen at different points and just give me grace for evolution and change and adaptation. So I might change the production choices that I use, or I might change what I'm talking about, or give people different stories of the experiences that I'm going through at that moment in time. But I'd love for it to just be like a little peek through the window of what I'm experiencing and who I am at that moment more than anything. I feel like who I am denotes what kind of music I make more than anything. So where I'm at in the world, how I'm feeling about things, what I'm reflecting on is very much like what I end up pouring into music. But then there's a lot of times where music, whether it's my own or producers I work with, or even just music that's out there, really influences, this represents how I would want to express and showcase myself at this moment in time. Me and my innermost thoughts and feelings, we are not estranged. Could've hit a low, but I told myself not today. Had some heavy times and I'm just thinking when the clock is way. Learn tricks up the trade, like don't rub, block the state. My process over time has differed. Like I used to be someone who I didn't need anything. I just had so much going on in my head that I would just write words and write lyrics. Sometimes it didn't rhyme, sometimes it did, sometimes it was on a beat, sometimes it wasn't. It was just this deluge of just music that just came out of me. And I think over time, as I've developed more just as an artist and worked with different people, it's kind of helped me niche it down and to make it a bit more succinct at times, where like nowadays my process relies quite heavily on musicality, like hearing very good instrumentation or production, because what I've learned as well is that all of this music stuff, like it's just a language. It's a language that I still need to learn because I don't know how to read or play instruments or anything, but I can feel it. Like when I hear stuff that I feel, I'm able to respond, but I respond in words. So if I hear a sick bassist playing with a sick keys player, for whatever reason, it brings out certain lyrics. And I know there's loads of artists who are like that, where music just galvanizes them to freestyle, whether it's freestyle melody or freestyle actual words. That's what happens to me as well. Music always helps me to learn more about myself. I think a lot of the time, because I might have a lot going on in my mind, when I write, it lets me know exactly where I'm at. And sometimes I surprise myself with some of the stuff that I write, because I'm like, really? Do I want to say that now? Like, is that, or am I actually feeling like that? And 9 out of 10 times, that's exactly how I'm feeling, but maybe I've been ignoring it because I'm distracting myself or I'm busy doing whatever else I'm doing. So I think music helps me understand where I'm at in terms of a feeling and emotional aspect, because I don't give myself enough time to delve into that enough. And that's again where stuff like prayer, meditation, and just pausing allows me to do it, as well as writing lyrics, because it's just another example of a state of flow. And getting into that state of flow is something that really lets me be as present as I can be. And then when I'm as present as I am, that's when I kind of learn the most anyway. There's so much in this world of music to learn that, like, even if you're a master lyricist or a master writer or a producer, whatever, there's still a million things that you don't know yet. Finding the balance between the shift of music as a hobby and then music as an earner or an occupation, it can be quite detrimental in certain senses. Like, I think most people that I know, especially, or even just speaking from my own behalf, I did music because I loved music. I loved being able to express myself unapologetically in a way that I could easily control as well. Like, I can say what I want to say or write what I feel like I want to write. And it was pure passion, intrigue, and also something that challenged me. Like, it was something I could see myself progressing and getting better at. So that was like hobby stage, where I didn't have to think about income. I didn't have to think about return of investment. I didn't have to think about becoming a legal entity, i.e. Lemzi Limited. I didn't think about any of that stuff. It just was fun. And it was something that I did more for play and activity and shared camaraderie than necessarily for the aspect or dynamic of professionalism. I've had previous struggles with it where it's like, oh my gosh, it feels like anything that I write or make or perform has to equal some sort of financial return. But I think the pandemic was something that really shook that out of me a lot, where it's like, no, remember why you do this. Like, you do this because really it's an extension of who you are, and that even if I got a job and I worked wherever I was going to work, like, I would always still create music because that's how I creatively express myself. So writing, saying lyrics, all this kind of stuff, performing especially, I think that's a big one for me, because it's like that immediate sense of sharing whatever I've been working on or whatever I'm saying with people in an audience. That's just something that I love. And I think being able to say, cool, I can box or compartmentalize certain things for the professional aspect or the business aspect, or having people that help me with that so they look at it more in that lens than I do, that really helps me just understand, differentiating between the passion, the love, the art, and the creativity from the business, the return of investment, the structure. So working in music is secondary to the music in my eyes. Like, I will always be a fan of music. I think I'll always be a contributor for music as well. Like, I don't think I'm always going to be a rapper and rap forever and be like on the stage rap. I don't know, I might, but even if I'm not, I feel like it's going to be something that's going to have a significant impact in my life. And I think seeing it as work can also be part of the play. If it gets to the point where doing it as work becomes so detrimental that I don't enjoy it anymore, and I don't enjoy the currency of exchanging creative energy with people and seeing it foster in other people, then I'll stop. But until that point, nah, it can't.
Got the taste.
For me personally, I have to have a real perspective on self, and that music is just a part of self. I think there was definitely a point in my life where I kind of lost myself and thought my whole identity was my music self. So me being Lemzi 24/7 kind of thing, which is completely inaccurate. Like, music is something to aid and abet my lifestyle, and it's something to enable my more creative self. But it's not necessarily the be all and end all of everything that I am or that I do. And I really hope that other people think and feel that for themselves as well. Like, you're more than the music name that you've given yourself. You're more than the last project that you released. You're more than the one you're currently working on. You're still a brother or sister, a mum and dad, and aunt and uncle and nephew and niece. Whatever profession you might be, you're hungry. You need to eat food, you need sustenance, you need good health, all of that stuff as well. So music is important, but music is not my whole self or whole being.
Me and my innermost thoughts, we're not estranged. Could've hit a low, but I told myself not today. Had some heavy times, just thinking when the clock has weight. Times always show real intentions are not in vain. Top boy, I'm not Sully, and I am not the shade. Life lessons come in many ways. I try cooperate, learn tricks of the trade like don't rub, block your stains.